Good morning to all. Good morning to y'all. Welcome to another edition of Wake and Pack People on a Thursday morning. Um, we almost there. We almost there. We almost at the end of the week. We are almost to Friday. Tomorrow's just a day away. As I'm looking for my utensils. Top of the morning, Niehoff. Top of the morning. Well, it may not be top of the morning over there, but shout out to you, man. Shout out to Mississippi. How's the weather? How's everything? How you feeling, my boy? Shout out to my boy Niehoff in the building. Um, and yeah, we can get straight into it. I mean, obviously, not much to talk about. We ought to start counting down at this point. You know, we about a damn near a month away. What? A month and 2 days away from training camp. So until then, we're just gonna have to throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. Okay. But you know, never gets old talking Packer football with me. So we will get into a few subjects. Let a couple of my folks get up in here. You know, hit the like button for your boy. You know, wipe your feet at the door before we get into today's subject matter. Obviously, pretty much all week, some way, shape, or form, we've been doing our own roster cuts. You know, thanks to the hard work of Miss Brandy Lewis, man. You know, she's the real deal. You know, she got all her shit written down, and you know, we trying to figure out this roster thing. So one easier thing that we figured out today was the kicking competition is down to two now. Okay, this Polinsky guy, whatever his name is, has been released. So it's up to Anders and Greg Joseph. So what I'm saying is it is Anders' time to shine. Okay? It's not Anders' time to get better. It's not Anders' time to just win the job. It is Anders' time to shine. You know, why not, right? Obviously, we'll have to wait until the preseason and ultimately to the regular season to see how this guy is going to pan out. But until then, I only want to hear good shit. I only want to hear good shit. Okay? I don't want to hear no bullshit from Anders, bro. We shouldn't have to hear that at these points in times. Once we get into a game, then we'll see. But he ought to be just like I said, shining. This is his position to lose. They brought three guys in, so that showed how serious they were about this kicking competition. How serious and the awareness that we have that you know, special teams has held us back to a certain extent over the past few years. Big playoff games. This last playoff game we had. So you know, hopefully everything gets tightened up, and Anders is just you and one man. You know. Mano y mano, I trust this coaching staff that if this Greg Joseph guy ends up having a better time, ends up having a better camp, then he might be. I don't know if we're gonna keep a kicker on practice squad. Doubt it, but you know he might be the starting kicker. We don't know. I always talk about this coaching staff. Very flexible. Hey, if you come in and do your job better than the person who's supposed to be in front of you, you will get an opportunity. So we'll see about that. Absolutely. Niehoff, we're talking about the AJ Dillon, who I feel half the Packers community done threw the towel in on. We're talking about the AJ Dillon, who again we already spoke about times early in this year. Probably didn't think he'll be a Packer anymore. A guy who has loved and gravitated the area of the greater Green Bay and you know, Appleton, Door County, wherever. Really embraced the town, loves it, is gonna live there no matter what. You know what I'm saying? That whole dream seemed like it was gonna be over. The only person who can control, obviously LaFleur a little bit, he's a play caller, and he determines who gets in or not. But the only motherfucker who could control how A.J. Dillon does this year is A.J. Dillon. Obviously, the offensive line, like everything, like that. But if he comes in the best shape of his career, which it seems like he is, a little tremor, and to see that he's doing things like that, David, it just shows, man, like, don't count this guy out. Don't just mark him off. Yes, sexy free agency pickup, Josh Jacobs, heavy load kind of guy, can do it all, can do all what Aaron Jones does, and probably will be doing it for a little longer. Great. Marshawn Lloyd, Brandy's boy. Brandy saying, hey, you might get a running back in the draft. I'm like, Brandy, absolutely not. We're good at running back. Lo and behold, we draft a running back. Okay, so in Brandy we trust. But sexy pick, best running back in the draft, supposedly. Very shifty, can catch the ball out of the backfield. Pass pro is questionable. Can do all the runs. Can do one cut. Take it to the house, possibly. Great. But we got this guy, A.J. Dillon, man. Knows the playbook better than both of those guys. Been around, just knows the nuances, just knows Green Bay, just knows everything a little better than both of those guys. We got to get his guy a shot. And you got to think that this guy will be carrying the ball of significance for the first few weeks, for sure. Good morning, Brandy, David, everybody in the house. Absolutely, and it's about that time too, Brandy. We know Rashawn Gary very well, but it is time. It is time to see Bane Gary. Okay, it is time to see Bane Gary. Rashawn Gary might pull down 15 to 16 sacks, but Bane Gary might pull down 21, which is very possible, especially with the new position that he's in, more attacking, less thinking, just go get the quarterback. Something that he did a lot in Michigan, coming off of fours, right? We tried to force him into being this stand-up kind of guy, and he did a great job in that. But we all know Rashawn Gary's game. Hey, two hands in dirt, rush the quarterback. Excellent bull rush. Shout out to Dave Garcia.
Can I open the door?
Go ahead.
I know it's too
noisy. Random news. Just came across this on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Packers the past 5 years, 53-37 against the spread. Number one. Okay, number one. Not gonna name the other teams, but and then I just seen past 5 years, so that was kind of LaFleur's time, right? Majority of that, if not the whole time, is LaFleur's time. So seeing that he always beats the spread, it kind of shows how Vegas feels about LaFleur, how they felt about him for 5 years. But how many more years in a row do we need to win enough significant games where we are underdogs that Matt LaFleur will be able to get his respect? So we're counting 5 right now. I don't know. NFL acts weird with us sometimes with certain shit, especially with getting a home opener. Damn near get 2 road games every year to start the years off. Obviously, this time we're going to Brazil. That don't work in our favor, but at least we're coming home right after that, Indianapolis. Okay. But yeah, that's just a random fact there. Another thing I seen today, people, and I'll do further due diligence with this. I'll do what I need to do with this, but I kind of just got caught off guard by this. But it doesn't matter anyway. But top wide receiving cores in the NFL. Okay. Number 1, San Francisco, cool, give it to them. Number 2, Miami, cool, give it to them. Number 3, Philly, cool, give it to them. Number 4 is when I start having issues. Number 4, they got Chicago. It can look however it looks on paper, but we do got to understand that this is the Chicago Bears. It all starts from the top. If you don't give a damn at the top, it's going to trickle down. What happens? What they say? What do you do to a snake to let it go, to end it? You chop the head off. If it ain't all right at the top, it's not going to work. So I still got to see it. But that is very advantageous, adventurous, whatever you want to call it, for them to say Chicago as the fourth best receiving core in NFL. And then I have another problem. The fifth, they say, is the Texans. I have nothing against the Texans. I like CJ Stroud, California kid, Snoop League, all that. Love it. Mom, cool, everything good. Great. But they seem to always slide him in front of Jordan Love when it comes to, quarterback play. And now they starting to slide Houston everywhere in front of us. I have no issues with them. They are an AFC team. No problems with them. But, do we got to show y'all when we play y'all? Because y'all steady putting CJ Stroud over Jordan Love, which I disagree with. And now y'all say they got the fifth best wide receiving core in the league. Now, I'm not saying that we're listen, we still got to see it. They got Stephon Diggs, right? And I'm going to stand on this. I think Romeo Doubs. I'm not talking about Stephon Diggs 2 years ago, 1 year ago. I'm not talking about Romeo Doubs 2 years ago, 1 year ago. I'm talking about this upcoming year now. I think Romeo Doubs is fully capable to match any number that Stephon Diggs does. That's number one. You give me a Tank Dell, yes, impressive, nice. You give me a Tank Dell, I'll give you a Jaden Reed. You give me a Nico Collins, I'll give you a healthy, or if not healthy, because Nico Collins didn't finish the year healthy last year either, did he? I'll give you a Christian Watson. So I don't know, man. We're going to have to see about that. And then another issue I had, Minnesota and Detroit is ahead of us. Detroit, possibly, go ahead. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, man, possibly. I still disagree, but I understand why the consensus would do that. But Minnesota over us, yes, you got money man Justin Jefferson. Yes, you got Jordan Addison, who I think Addison still got something to prove as a legit number two. You know what I'm saying? We've seen flashes from him, but he got to do it for a whole year, bro. He got to eclipse 1,000. You know what I'm saying? And Green Bay is 14th. I just, again, call me a homer, call me a fanatic. But, I just feel that we are better. First three, San Francisco, Miami, Philadelphia. Okay. But when you come to Chicago, Houston, Minnesota, and Detroit, and we're at number 14, that's just the top 7. So they threw other motherfuckers in front of us. But that's just what the clip showed on Twitter. But I'm just saying, I'm watching. I'm seeing all the stuff that they're saying because they're going to have to eat crow, once this year comes around and we do what we need to do. Absolutely, Joe. I agree with you. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Northern Cali, man. I agree with you, bro. Hey, them quads, man, that's got to help a little bit in pass pro, right? Explosion. Absolutely. Shout out to Bite Me and very articulate explanation of what's going on. We love that. We love the numbers. We're nerds over here. And I ain't even gonna lie. Overall, if you don't look at the certain times the kicks were missed or the critical times of games they were missed, if you look at all Carlson's numbers, which our boy Bite Me just put up there, it's not that bad. But what made it seem worse is, again, against the Niners. Last 4 possessions, 2 interceptions, missed kick, then turnover and down, something like that. Missed kick look ugly. Earlier in the game, missed PAT. A lot of games, missed PATs. And yes, seems like an operation problem, too. It's not just Anders. Okay, so again, the special teams extraordinaire, Rich Pistachio, Biracial, Basaccio, whatever you want to call them, assistant head coach. Bro, focus in on that special teams. And I mean all, listen, they say special teams is a third of the game, but special teams also has so many different moving parts. Special teams is not just kick return. It's not just punt return. It's punt block. It's field goal block. It's so many variables, and we ought to get it right. So I'm looking at long snapper too. Everything better be working out good because we cannot be held back. Seems like we're ready for any kind of problems. You know what I'm saying? With all of our units, except for me, the special teams unit. Kickoff. We don't know yet. It's new rules. Kickoff team. Y'all gonna need to be on y'all shit. So we'll see. Kind of like the fear of the unknown with these new kicking rules and all that. It's supposed to help us on the return game, but what the fuck is it gonna do to us on the kickoff game? You know, we haven't been the best at kickoff. Shout out to Zane. You already know, man. You show up over here, man. Just be looking good, man. You could be late. Just be fashionably late, bro. Shit, we went to the parties late on purpose. You got to make a grand entrance. Absolutely, absolutely, Dave. That's where I was gonna go. I hope somebody's seen that. They have us last in the division as far as wide receiving cores, and that's just crazy. I just don't agree with that. I don't. You know, put us at 14th, cool, but that means y'all got to put Minnesota behind us. Y'all got to put the Texans. Again, I just named everybody on the Texans. And I mean, good core and all that. But I think, you know, Father Time at this time of Stephon Diggs' career, still very valuable, still going to go out there and do what he do. But I think Romeo at this point should be transitioning to be a better player than him at this point. Yes, I do. And it's up for him to prove that. But, yeah, that's what I got on that. I just was, you know, roaming through the X or Twitter streets and seeing that shit happening. And I just had to let y'all know about it. They got us at 14th. That's middle of the pack. But I think we're a little better than that overall. You know, I think they are putting too much. They're investing too much into this number one wide receiver deal. Oh, they need a number one. No, we got a 1, 2, 3, and 4, bro. You know, I think that might be the next thing. You know, that might be the next deal. You know, hey, people are already doing it the Packer way, like Atlanta. Oh, we got a quarterback already, but we're going to draft the young one so he can learn behind him, like the Packers did, like Tom Brady's been glazing us about. Okay, so, hey, from your mouth to the football god's ears. It's just getting out of hand. It's really like, I give up. It's cool. So, man, whatever. You went to Boston Nova yesterday?
No.
You didn't eat Boston Nova yesterday?
No, I didn't. I was looking it up on posting it.
Well, I did more than look up. He was trying to charge my shit. I don't know about that, and he better not be, because they said that he struggled. He's been struggling, and they've been really working with him. So if they do that, then that just means, you know, we can't even pay attention to that. And then again, I didn't even mention not one time. Okay, you say the Bears have a better wide receiving core than us. Who's throwing them the ball? That has to matter too, right? So that's why, again, I cannot wait till they eat crow. I'll give you San Francisco. I'll give you Miami. I'll give you Philadelphia. That's the top 3 wide receiving cores, they say. But next is Chicago, Texas, Minnesota, and Detroit. I don't agree. So it's going to be up for our guys to prove it to them. But, you know, that's that. Oh, yeah, of course. Never enough replays, Brandy. Never enough replays. And I know you guys been hearing about this new little system at Lambeau or Ray Nitschke Field, Don Hudson, wherever the hell the shit is. We got new like little replay boards and shit at 1265. LaFleur loves it, but he says he doesn't want to use it at certain times because there might be spies in the area. Again, I would never put it past those people in Illinois to come over and try some shit like that against us, because they know, hey, when you're inferior, you have to resort to other kind of tactics to get an advantage, okay? So I wouldn't put it beyond them to start cheating, you know, but it doesn't matter. They're still going to lose. Absolutely. Speaking of David's, our boy, David Bakhtiari, hey, still my birthday twin. I still love him. Still my beer chugger. Big 6'9", okay? Still talking about playing, you know, and 2 things. I'm relieved that he's no longer on a team and talking like this, because I'll just get some hope because of how good he is. He's no longer with us, and he's talking about he wants to play for 2 years. I'm happy for him. That's what you want to do. I'm happy for you. I'm just glad that burden isn't on us anymore. We can move on And we hope, we hope a Jordan Morgan can be 80% of what Bakhtiari was, I ain't thinking of Jordan Morgan that high, like he's the next David Bakhtiari. But again, it is up to him to prove it to us and all the doubters, because there are a lot of doubters out there for him right now. You talking about us, Brandy? You talking about us? Man, I'm sorry. We could probably lose 3 and still be good. I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say 2, just to be fair. You know what I'm saying? We've already been doing without Watson for a lot of time, so we've already done without 1. And then we had Watson without all that time, and then there was a stretch where a couple people missed games last year, so we can do without 2. I don't know if you can say that with these other teams we just named. You feel me? That's another difference in wide receiving core. I don't know what they going off of, just pure numbers or whatever, but that's how I see that. So yeah, man, that's where we at right now. We are still, we still gonna figure out this whole deal, who's getting cut, who's not. But hey, one more name off the list. Okay. Got rid of this kicker. It is a 2 kicker competition now. And guys is just going to start getting cut. For them to say, hey, we ain't bringing 3 in the camp, because that was a question. Before we ended all this shit, they asked him on the floor, are you going to carry 3 into the whatever? He didn't answer. He said, we'll see. So clearly, at this point, we're carrying 2. So this is Anders' job to lose, man. So, let's all send a good wave of energy to Anders Carlson. Hopefully he's doing something right now as we speak to improve his game. And then, hopefully the whole operation and everything gets better with special teams, because we are so good all around that we cannot be held back by this unit. I agree with you, bro. But, I guess people ain't they ain't hip on us yet. They not paying attention to us like that yet. So we'll see. That is a great question. I don't know. I don't have a clue on that one. Absolutely. Absolutely. I even say he'll get a little more than that. Yeah, shout out to Blake 22. What's up with you? I agree with that. And again, we just we can just look at his brother's story. Like I always tell you guys, his brother struggled. Possibly got cut by somebody. Possibly. Don't quote me. If he didn't get cut, he did have a bad struggling first year, and then he came back and became a Pro Bowler. So, sometimes it takes getting slapped in the face. Sometimes it takes failure. Sometimes it takes mistakes. Sometimes it takes trials and tribulations to get to where you're going to go. So let's hope the same thing happened to him. Let's just hope that that's in his genes, bro. But, I mean, we've seen him make damn near 60-yarders in preseason. I mean, we've seen him play some decent ball. It's an operation problem. It's a whole lot of shit going on special teams. A lot of moving parts. So that's what we're going to stay tuned for. See, hey, I was wondering about that prime, bro. I was wondering about him. I knew you would let me know. Nothing of significance today, as far as Packers. With this new program today, Higher Point of View Gaming, cheap plug there, my gaming channel. That's what we talking about right now. But yeah, we're gonna get on there later, open up some packs, stuff like that. But yeah, no Packers release today. So that's one less thing to worry about over there. So now I can work on getting my Whitney Mercer list. I could work on possibly getting Julius Peppers and or Ray Nitschke. 3 vacancies on a 90-man roster. Very informative there, Brandy. Appreciate you for that. So yeah, that's what we got today, man. Anders is pretty much his job to lose. Him and Greg Joseph. Let's see what Greg Joseph. I'm sure he got a wife and kids. I'm sure you got a mortgage, something to pay. He's gonna go out there and try his best. So we'll see how that works out. Oh yeah, you know they do us wrong, bro, and they even did us more wrong and disrespectful as far as the ratings. You know, Jordan Love at an 82 or 81, ridiculous. Rashawn at an 85, ridiculous. McKinney at an 85, ridiculous. Jair at a 93, ridiculous, and he's the highest rated player on the team. Oh yeah, you already know. You already know. So yeah, Anders in the battle. It's his job to lose, and then us being 14th in wide receiving core, us being 53 and 37 the past 5 years against the spread. So kudos to Matt LaFleur on that. Even Vegas doubts him and he still wins. So hopefully Vegas has the respect of 5 years that, this guy can be in the voting of coach of the year. I know they ain't got nothing to do with Vegas, but absolutely. Absolutely. And I ain't playing with no Aaron Jones. But on that note, man, I'm getting up out of here, man. I'm getting up out of here. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Shout out to my boy Zane, man. Shout out to Turtle. Shout out to Brandy Lewis. Shout out to Blake22. Shout out to Niehoff. Shout out to Dave Garcia. If I forgot about you, I didn't forget about you. Shout out to Packers Kingdom. Shout out to TR. Shout out to Bite Me. Shout out to KHTV. Shout out to Joe, my boy Joe, man. Northern Cali representative. And yeah, man, we're going to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all.